Nerds podcast. Jack Daniel's 14 Whiskey of the Year, ? Featuring Damon Dell from Open Season Operator. I'm Cody.
I'm Garrett.
And we are the Bourbon Nerds.
What's going on, my peoples?
Yeah, welcome back. Damon, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Sorry.
Good to see you guys again.
Yeah, great to see you as well.
Pull the mic a little bit closer to you. Does it need to come down a little? You good?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've been trying to get Damon on the podcast for quite some time. We had to reschedule mainly for me. I had some family stuff that went on for a little bit, but really excited to have you on the podcast. Big friend of ours. You get to do some events with us as well. So we are going to talk about Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey today on the podcast. We've got more bottles than I can even count in front of us. So really excited for this episode. Damon was gracious enough to bring a Jack 14, which we have not been able to source a bottle yet, but I do have a Jack 10, and as well as Garrett has a Jack 10 and 12. First, we're going to do a comparison of the 10, the batch 2 and batch 4, but all right. So how you guys digging these Jack 14 or Jack 10? Sorry.
It's pretty good. So mine is the batch 2, and I've been drinking on that a little bit, and it's pretty good. It hasn't opened up quite as much as I liked before when I first fresh cracked them, because before the 10 I feel like was a little bit better, but now this 12 is just I really like the 12 a lot. It's still really good. I feel like your batch 4 is a little bit better, and Randall, when he said originally, he was like, dude, the batch 10 beats the 12, and he liked it over the 14. So
yeah. So this Jack 10 batch 4 that I was able to actually, my first specs call that I've ever gotten. I thought those were just imaginary. I actually got the Jack 10 batch 4. It was around $100. I don't know exactly MSRP, but if you're around $100, I think it's a really good bottle. I really like. I'm getting a lot more fruity. Caramel. I'm not really getting the Jack Daniel's banana note, which is awesome. Kind of just a little different.
I get it a little on the nose of the batch 4.
Yeah, the nose for sure, but not on the palate. Yeah, you definitely get it on
a lot
the
of
nose.
caramel. I mean, you get some caramelized banana a little bit. Like, what are you getting, Damon?
Well, batch 2 is kind of flat, a little dusty, kind of funky. But the 4 is way different, which is pretty impressive.
It definitely has a lot more flavor. Which, did you just pop this batch 4?
Yeah, I just opened it.
So I'll be curious. I'll be curious what it does when it opens up, but it does have a lot more flavor right now, for sure.
Some caramel and fruitiness.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. I've drank more of it than the batch 2, but I've drank quite a bit of my batch 2.
Yeah,
I put a dent on these, and I've only had these a couple weeks.
You've been banging out that 12.
It's good. We'll get there here in a minute.
Yes, we will. All right. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about Jack Daniel's. We briefly touched base, I think, on our rye episode we had with Ty Sims, but a couple things that I didn't realize. One is Jack Daniel's, which obviously is from Tennessee. He actually, I think we briefly talked about this, but he learned from a reverend that was an enslaved African American, Uncle Nearest. Well, that's the brand that they have, but Nearest Green was his name. That's actually where he learned to distill whiskey. 1866, Jack Daniel's established the distillery. They were actually the first registered distillery in the United States, which I didn't realize that. That's actually pretty interesting. So Green was a master distiller, taught Daniel the Lincoln County process, a distinctive whiskey making method that involves filtering the whiskey through a sugar maple charcoal. This process contributes to the unique flavor of Tennessee whiskey. So, and then 1904, which is interesting, Jack Daniel's Old No. 7, which is a fan favorite for a lot of you old school Jack and Coke drinkers. I'm not a big fan of the Old No. 7. I think Jack gets a bad name for the No. 7 for a lot of bourbon nerds and whiskey connoisseurs. I think, it's a fine mixer, I guess, if you want to use it for that. But I mean, Jack Daniel's, to me, is making some of the best whiskey in the world, and we can debate that here in a second. So they actually won gold medal at the World Fair in St. Louis, Missouri in 1906. This is really interesting and sad at the same time. Jack Daniel's suffers a serious toe injury after kicking his safe in frustration.
Because he couldn't remember the combination.
Yeah,
I was reading that story right here. I thought that was pretty. Basically, he died because he couldn't remember his.
Yeah, he died in 1911. So the injury he suffered from kicking his safe, he literally died from. So that's kind of sad. And then 1907, he passed it down to his nephew, Lem Motlow, who inherited the distillery. So between 1910 and 1911, Tennessee passes a statewide prohibition law. And Jack Daniels dies from complications from his toe injury. 1920, nationwide prohibition, which you guys are aware of. Jack Daniels is one of the few distilleries that continues to operate under a permit. 1947, and I'm just going to give you a few more iconic dates. Lynn Motlow passes away, leaving the distillery to his sons. In 1956, Bowman Foreman Corporations of Louisville, Kentucky, purchases the Jack Daniel distillery. So, yeah, pretty interesting.
Fun fact about Jack Daniels is they actually operate out of a dry county. So the only way you can get Jack Daniels in that county is from the distillery, and I think you can only get like one bottle. So to get a lot of their stuff, which I think Randall or someone said that there's like a liquor store like just right on the county line, and that's where a lot of their stuff you can go and get. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like Jack Daniels, one of your biggest whiskey producers in America, is in a dry county still. Like that just kind of blows your mind.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah. And then 1988 was pretty interesting. I didn't realize that's when actually Gentleman Jack was introduced, which is a double mellowed whiskey. I'm not a fan of Gentleman Jack. It's too sweet for me. But I think it is, for someone new to whiskey trying to get in, I think it is a good offering to try. I used to like it a little bit more. So, but yeah, that's pretty interesting. I think overall, just some of the history, I'd really like to dive in a little bit more. We're really going to be focusing on more of the whiskey of the year and some of their hitter bottles. I mean, I think, we have the Jack Daniels Bonded. Actually a fan of that one. You get a good marshmallow banana note in it. I think it's around $33. It's 100 proof. Obviously, it's bottle bond. So, but I think it's a really good bottle. So, what about Garrett or Damon? What are you digging on Jack Daniels these days?
So I was showing them that single barrel barrel proof rye that I got from. It's from Warehouse 9, which is a Coy Hill warehouse. And for those of you who don't know, I've read up and from YouTubers that the Coy Hill warehouses are 8, 9, 10, 11, and 13. So if you guys really like the Coy Hill stuff, I just got that one, and it's really, really good. It's probably the best single barrel barrel proof rye I've had out of the few I've tried. But I really enjoy the Jack Daniels 12 a lot, and I know the 2020 release that Ty left us is really good, but it's interesting because this started as a Jack Daniels episode, and we just slowly started adding more and more awesome stuff. We're like, well, now it's becoming a bourbon of the century kind of episode. So, what about you, David?
Yeah, I've definitely been feeling these Jack Daniels single barrels lately. I mean, they're pretty impressive. I was never really a big Jack Daniels guy, maybe in high school, but I started drinking these single barrels, and man, the flavors are intense. And I cracked that 14-year-old last night, and it really impressed me.
Which I can't wait to get to that one later and try it out, because I've been curious about it. Like, I was tempted to buy pour at Jamie's place. I think it was like $35 for like a half pour or something. I was like, oh, it's almost worth it just to try it, but
I almost feel like you won't get a full experience doing it.
Yeah, I mean, you'll still get a few sips out of it, but he actually had the single barrel proof rye on special for like $10 or $11. I was like, yeah, I'll just get a couple of those. That's fine.
But luckily, our good buddy Damon was able to come through and score a JD 14.
And that's the cool thing about I'm not trying to cut you off, Damon. I just
he's a jerk.
I'm just saying that's how awesome this community is. Everyone comes together. We all want to come together and share just like our best stuff with each other. Just, I don't know. It's really cool, and it's just very humbling for sure, just to be able to, sit back and try some of this really cool stuff with friends. That's what it's all about in the
Absolutely.
end.
Yeah, definitely. Since I came down here, it's just a different community. I met you guys at a bourbon drop in McKinney, and it just, from there, it just spread, and I like to share my stuff and, just I made a lot of good friends through the bourbon community. It's pretty crazy how kind and generous everybody is, and it really brings it together.
Yeah, so let's take a little bit of break from the Jack Daniels conversation. Let's move, Damon. I want you to talk about, you've got a lot of things going on, making some really good videos. I've been watching more of your stuff on Instagram and things. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into bourbon.
So I always have a little whiskey here or there. For the most part, I drank beer, but in 2017, I really started to get into the bourbon scene. I tried Weller Special Reserve, and man, that just got me into bourbon like hardcore. I started looking around for it. Locally, I ended up finding on the shelf Weller Antique 107 with the Special Reserve, and I bought that, and from there it just spiraled. I just fell in love with whiskey from there. So
Yeah, and your original logo had the 107 on it, so that must be one of your favorite.
yeah, that is definitely one of my
Glad you
favorite
didn't get
pours.
sued. No,
Or cease and desist letter or
yeah,
something.
107's a really good bottle. Have you done? Because we had an episode called Weller Killer, episode 3. I don't know if you listened to it, but we did the high wheat, the Bardstown high wheat versus the 107. They were so close.
Yeah, I did. I listened to that one, and Bardstown is just doing incredible stuff.
Dude, I love that bottle.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Yeah, even their Origin Series rye. Like, if you haven't tried that, that is a solid bottle. Like,
It's the only Bardstown I feel like I haven't
haven't had
tried.
that
I need to go buy it.
It's $50.
Yeah, it's on my list. I am going to get that. It's one of my next bottles for sure. So tell us kind of like your beginnings and how you ended up in Texas and stuff, because I know you're from New York. So
New York.
yes, born and raised in New York. You probably can tell from my accent a little bit. People have told me down here. But I was up there. I was law enforcement. I was NYPD for almost a decade, and got really rough up there. And some of the stuff you see and you deal with up there. And then after the whole COVID fiasco, things spiraled out of control in New York. They started getting very oppressive and violating your rights. And, I didn't agree with what was going on. I didn't agree with what they were telling me to do. I refused to, check people's vaccine cards and tell them that they have to wear masks. I don't agree with that. When you study law and you know about the Constitution and you are being asked to violate people's rights and their constitutional rights, it goes against everything I am.
Amen to that. Yeah, that's absolutely. So, NYPD for 10 years. Wow, I bet you've seen a lot.
I have some wild stories, for sure.
For sure. What? We'll maybe talk about that a little bit later, for sure. And maybe you can tell us one of your crazy stories that you're allowed to tell. So you talked about being a big Weller fan, kind of getting into whiskey. I was curious because we've talked briefly about this, but what motivated you to start your own channel and get into hunting and all that?
So every year I was always out there hunting and just trying to find bottles that I wanted to pick up. And I felt like, hey, let me just record it and see how people feel about this. See if they like my content, see if they like my hunts. Because this is stuff I would be doing regularly on my own. And I like to just share my knowledge and my experience and some of my tips on hunting and finding some of these bottles, because I do pick some stuff up and people say, how'd you get that? Where'd you find that? And I like to share that, if it helps people out, pick up some stuff that they're looking for.
yeah, but you don't always want to give away all your honey holes though. At the same time,
That is true. Some of my stores get a little hot. But
yeah, there's this Fossil Creek, and Cody's like, dude, stop telling people that they have stuff there. Like I don't know, Theron, did you go up there? Did you stop? Did you get that Maker's Mark?
No, I left it.
Oh, it was like they had a Maker's Mark cellar aged. I think it was like 250 or.
I still do not
What is the
have that.
MSRP? 220, 230.
Yeah, like 220.
So not that far over MSRP.
No,
but
but
man.
don't you have to buy like a $50 bottle?
No, that was just for the stag and stuff. Like that was just on their shelf.
It's a hell of a deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
no,
really-
that was there. They always have the Green Bank, or is it Green Bank? Spring Bank.
The
like
Scotch.
Pappy of Scotch. Yeah,
Yeah.
They always have those there. Over Christmas, me and Cody regret it, but they had a cast strength 13th Colony store pick, and we didn't pick it up.
Oh,
like
man.
morons.
Idiot.
Yeah, I bet it is good. I don't know why we didn't
I
grab
don't
one.
know why we didn't pick that, because I tried it too. They had a sample of it, and I was like, man, I'll just come back and get it, and I never came back. So
It's not there anymore. I can tell you.
yeah.
No kidding.
They had a bunch of the Blue Label Old Foresters, which I see everywhere now. I think those
So
are just everywhere.
Yeah, some advice. You don't have to buy every bottle that you see, but if you want a bottle, you're wanting to go back and get it, just get it. Like, because the chances of it being there, like I've done that a few times in my whiskey career, and there's you don't have to buy every single bottle you find. You're like, oh, I want this, want that, because obviously some of us have a budget, not named Theron, but but yeah, I mean, pick it up if it's something you really want. Pick it up. I mean, you can sell bottles to end up paying for it or something like that. But that was one I really regret not picking up. I'm kind of sad about it. It breaks my heart a little bit.
Well, and another thing is, like, I have a friend named Brad, and I always tell him dude, just message me, because I can give you good suggestions. So he sent me a picture of a Jamesy Pepper. He's like, hey, I'm going to pick this up. I'm like, yeah, dude, that's a great bottle for sure. And he shows the conveyor belt. He's like, I'm also going to pick up this bottle. And it was the Willet Pot Still bottle. I go, no, don't buy that. Don't buy that. And he's like, oh, damn, I'm already in the car. And I'm like, dude, you got to ask me about those. He's like, it looked really cool. And then the next day I see him. He's like, yeah, man, I went to Jamie's bar and I tried an E.H. Taylor small batch. And I think he said he paid like $30 or $40 for the pour. And he goes, then I jumped online because I was drunk that night and I bought a bottle for like $130. I'm like, dude, I could have told you there's a bottle, like there's just cases of it at that Black Tie for like $65. Apollo always has bundles, which I sent him pictures when me and Cody were out yesterday or the Friday, and he's like, damn, dude. He's like, yeah. I was like, dude, you need to start listening to me and like asking me before you just start making these purchases, because you're just wasting money at this point, really. So.
Yeah, so we just poured the Jack 12. So what proof is that?
I think it's 107.
107.
Right?
Yeah,
It's a good proof.
107. Yep.
it's
107 is a nice point.
that's pretty good.
No, I love this.
Yeah.
I love this 12, man. This is the newer batch. I haven't had the first two batches for reference, but I really like this one a lot.
Yeah, this Jack 12.
That's a little less fruity, but you get like some plum and raisin and
Definitely, you get a little bit of banana.
banana. I definitely.
I mean, you always get kind of a banana note on the Jack Daniel's stuff, but
Yeah, I get some banana bread, kind of.
I'm thinking that comes from that Maplewood charcoal that they filter it through.
Yeah.
I'm assuming gets that little sweetness.
and I
out
think that's what makes it unique for sure.
The only thing is, it's like it's super smooth. I would drink this all day long. Just it doesn't have much of a finish on it for a 107 to me.
It kind of sits on my palate a little bit, and it's got a little hug that kind of sticks around
So you
and
don't
stuff.
really get from a taste, I get it, but it doesn't really give me that hug. Maybe I'm take a couple more sips, but it is very good. This 12.
Wait till you get to that 14.
Yeah,
We're building up to
2 more years, baby.
2 more years, guys. We're gonna make you wait 2 hours before we give you our opinion on it. But it smells like typical Jack to me. I'm not getting any. Well, I get a little bit of honey maybe on the nose. Do you get that?
Yeah, I can see that.
It's like a little bit of honey.
I think that's the cool thing is I think there's a lot that you can kind of pick up from the Jack Daniel's. Like he was saying raisin and plum, and we're saying banana and caramel, and like there's just all kinds of things. It's very complex for sure.
I got a butterscotch note right there.
See, so that's the thing I love about whiskeys is I love the ones that kind of change as you drink them.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever had? You've had the Frey Ranch. Have you ever had the Frey Ranch uncut?
have, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That bottle, it just every sip just changes, and you're just getting something different every time.
So I had it. I was in Fort Worth. Remember, I had a business dinner, and I got a pour of that, and I'm like,
I need another bottle. I wiped that bottle out way too fast.
It'll probably be in yours, but that's going probably in my top 5 non-allocated bottles.
Yeah,
like it's
for sure.
They're readily available.
100%.
Yeah, they're readily available. It's great.
And I was telling him, the Bullet Bottled and Bond
I have not tried that.
is so good. I wish I have a bottle. I wish I had it here, but it actually has some similar flavor profiles to the Frey Ranch, with like that peppery and kind of like tart cherry and stuff notes that I get.
Dude, this has turned into straight butterscotch for me. And if you've listened enough, this is one of my absolute favorite tasting notes. So this 12 year is fire. Like it's right now to me, that batch 4 is to me by far better than the 2. But I mean, this 12 right now is taking the cake for me.
12.
Oh, for sure. And I envision that it just gets better from here.
Yeah.
I feel like Jack Daniel's has really been stepping up their game in the whiskey market. I mean, with all these single barrels and these new releases and different age statements.
Yeah, I think going back to the age statements from the back in the day, which I'm sure, they had to stop during Prohibition and stuff. So I'm sure there was just a time there where they had to, start back up. And so
Well, they
just took them
they
a
had a
while.
license. They still operated under the Prohibition.
I heard they closed. I was listening to like their head distiller or something that said they had to like close down and stuff, and that's kind of they had to like start over, which they might have just been making like one thing
Or selling their reserves under the
and then maybe they had to
license.
restart some of their other stuff. Like that, I'm guessing that's when they stopped doing like their age stated stuff is around Prohibition, and it's just taking them a while to get it back.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a while to age bourbon. Like we were talking to the Ho Chi Town guys, and they're like, we've been open for 10 years and we're finally getting some 4, 5, 6 year old stuff. And they're about to release their barrel proof, which is insane.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it.
I mean, we talk about these Jack Daniel's single barrel proofs, the rye and the bourbon. I mean, it's hard to beat from a value perspective. You're getting a 128 to 135 proof bourbon with complexity.
Are you talking about the single barrels?
Yeah, the single barrel.
This can get up to 140.
They can get. I've never seen a 141.
I saw a
I've seen one
136.7.
close. Yeah, I've seen
Oh,
one
wow.
138.
But my goal is to get actually that Paul guy. He sent me. I guess he traded for a 140.
That's sick.
But yeah,
I
it
didn't know
can
they
get
got
up to
that high.
140. Yeah.
That's nice.
And
I have my eyes out.
They don't drink like it either, which is
No.
really intense.
The regular bourbon does a little bit, has a little ethanol, but again, this one might just need to open up a little bit. But that rye is
So two questions. One question between the rye and the bourbon, the single barrel proofs. What is a better value in that same price range? Can you guys even think of one? I'm struggling.
I mean, if you get a good Elijah Craig barrel proof batch, like the C923 or something, like obviously, because those are about
It's
around the same.
2025, Garrett.
No, I know, but I'm saying if they release another one similar to, I mean, even I'm sure even like the
Larcenies are decent, but they're still 10.
Well, the Larcenies I think are a little cheaper too.
No, they're about the same.
I thought they were like 65.
No,
60,
69, around $69. 65,
Oh,
69.
what about
Those are single barrels or similar value.
which ones?
The Russell's Reserve.
Oh, Russell's. Yeah, the Russell's
okay.
single barrels.
Okay,
are good.
that's good. But those
What
picks.
about your boys at the James E. Pepper Distillery?
Hey, James E. Pepper's good.
Single barrels? That's good.
Yeah.
Those are good.
I would say I would put Frey Ranch up there. I love Frey Ranch. It's a $75, $80 bottle.
What about you,
I
Damien?
think, recently the Prideful Goat, man, the 15 year, if you could
God,
find
yes.
that. But I mean, we're talking Jack Daniels, this stuff. The single barrels are readily available. You find them in every store.
That Prideful at 12 is only 45,
Yeah,
50
right.
bucks.
The price
50
point,
bucks.
if you see it, and I've been seeing them lately, they're a good buy.
Yeah, no, Prideful Goat's good. And we got,
Shout out to Randall.
shout out to Randall, which is going to be on the pod soon. So,
Yeah, he is.
like, AKA tomorrow.
Tomorrow our time, next week your time.
Yep, for sure. And the second question, it was, do you guys prefer, and we're talking about the single barrel proofs, do you prefer the bourbon or the rye?
The rye.
I've been digging rye lately. I think it's just the sweetness with that little bit of rye spice. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I like the rye.
I feel like I get more flavor notes from the ryes. Well, other than these age-stated. The age-stated Jacks are amazing. When I drink these two single, and again, they're single barrels, you're going to get different stuff. But the ones I've experienced, I get a lot more flavor from the rye, and I get a little less ethanol, which they're similar proofs. So, again, this one could just open up and end up being really, really good. And it is a good bottle, but I do get a little ethanol on it. So,
Yeah, and we just tested the Coy Hill barrel, warehouse, and I think those are better. Like,
I'm going to try this one that Theron has that's been opened. We'll see how this one is.
okay, yeah, I just poured I think it's the single barrel proof that I have, which is 128.6 proof, outstanding, delicious. Hold on,
Oh, this one's from Warehouse 11, which is another Coy
peanut
Hill.
butter on the nose.
I will try
Ooh,
that.
peanut
You ever get a
butter.
peanut butter?
On the Jack, I have.
I can kind of see that a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's
I
like
do
having
eat a lot of peanut butter though, so that
Yeah, I
might
love
affect.
peanut butter, so I'm like always look for.
The other night I'll get a little drinky drink, and
No, we're not
then
doing
I was like,
Screwball.
man, I really wanted my wife went to a convention in Vegas for work, and it was like a movie convention. She brought back all this candy, and I saw a Crunch bar on the counter. I'm like, man, I want that Crunch bar with some peanut butter. It was freaking delicious.
I love peanut butter. I put peanut butter in my yogurt, my Greek yogurt. I actually had a peanut butter and banana
Yeah, this one's
sandwich
better.
yesterday.
This one's better than mine.
This is
Well,
pretty
and
good.
this one's a little open. Maybe mine will open up like that.
Have
too.
you had mine, the 1 in 28 one?
No,
It's really good.
I'll try it in a minute.
That is good. A little burn on the end.
I don't get a peanut butter on the.
I could kind of see that.
I get some
like
peanut,
a peanut brittle.
Yeah,
Yes,
peanut
yes.
brittle. Yeah, a little bit more peanut brittle-y.
Okay, yeah, which is kind of interesting because you usually get that from like your Jim Beam kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
when you get it from a Jack, that's a little different, especially since they have a way different process of making whiskey. I mean, I would assume I haven't seen how Jim Beam makes theirs, but I would assume it's a lot different
It's pretty good though.
because not everybody's doing the
Yeah.
charcoal thing.
Did you already drink that?
I did.
Here, try this one.
I got kind of a butterscotch little thickness to it. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad that you brought that other one for me. I'm
Yeah,
excited
I'll try
about
it in
it.
just a second. I was finishing the one I brought.
It's also a little cute little bottle.
Yeah.
You just sit on the shelf and
We got so many Jack Daniels here. I don't even know what I'm looking at.
$28 Master Distiller Select. 20
yeah, man, it's hard to beat that for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Well, and that could also affect it too if the master distiller is like, yeah, this is the good stuff. He went to Warehouse 11 and was like, yeah, this is my baby right here.
It's pretty good.
Wow.
We can
Yeah,
thank
that's-
Elmer T. Lee for that, I guess. He was just like, here's the sweet spot. You should make these single barrels.
The most average bourbon ever made.
I like Elmer T. Lee. I
do
think it's
too.
good.
I just don't like the hype. Like, why is it?
What did we rank that? We did that one. Did we do that one?
Third, maybe.
Yeah.
Because Rock Hill Farms is one.
Oh yeah, Rock Hill Farms, and then John J. Bowman,
and
Elmer
then
T. Lee, and
yeah.
then Blanton's.
And it's good. It's like traditional. It's what home bourbon should taste like.
I finished behind that Blanton's because that was a pretty good Blanton single barrel.
Really? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think
We'd
it
have to
was
go back to the
fourth.
episode.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little overhyped, and I wouldn't pay the prices that they want for it.
Not secondary. I mean, it's worth getting at MSRP.
Yeah, $100. Like I'd pay $100.
Even the tier thing, it's like spend 200. I'm like, I'd rather not do that.
Definitely not.
It depends. Like with those tiers, what I tend to do is I know a lot of shelfer bottles that I want, and I'll kind of just wait around until that tier event comes up, and then I'll pick up the bottles that I want just to hit that tier and get something extra.
I'm throwing stuff over here. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about your expertise, bourbon hunting. So I want to give us 3 tips of bourbon hunting for our listeners out there that you would recommend.
I'd say tip number 1, because I've been at it now about 9 years, is just boots on the ground, hitting the brick and mortar stores, and just speaking with owners. I mean, that's your best way in the door is to speak with owners and create a relationship. But also you get an idea of what they carry in the store and some of the allocated stuff that they do pick up. And then you go and you pick up some bottles that you're looking for, some regular stuff you find on the shelf, and that just creates that relationship. I mean, that's my number 1 go-to rule.
Yeah, I was watching a Bruzel video the other day, and he's like, dude, it's always so important just to talk to the store managers. Like, you know, they may have ridiculous prices or something, but if they, you know, if you have a conversation with them and they think you're cool, you know, you could, you know, they might offer you something. You never know.
Yeah, give a shout out to Ryan at Big Daddy's, the store manager, not the owner. They're both named Ryan, but you know, he's been a good dude. Message me, hit me up. I mean, I'd like.
He can message and hit me up too if he wants to.
Yeah, I'll give him.
I don't know him.
He's a cool dude though. He's good. He's let me do some of the barrel picks and stuff that they've had. So, yeah, building relationships is really important. I think some of mine have kind of dried up a little bit, you know, lately. But nonetheless, building a relationship is building a relationship. It's not all about getting your Jack 14s and stuff all the time. It's sometimes. Even building a relationship, it may not work out for you for a year or 2, but you know, building your community and just getting to know people, I think is great. So
that one has some ethanol on it, similar to this one. I think that one has more.
Ethanol? You should. Yeah, I didn't get any ethanol.
Dude, that's all I'm getting.
No,
I don't know why.
It's a lot sweeter now.
Yeah,
it just sticks around.
Yeah.
I don't know. You should. You should try that one.
I'm trying this one right now.
I know, but you should try.
Okay,
also try this one.
I didn't
Cody,
get any
you should try
ethanol
that.
on that. I will try that one. Why are you? What are you threatening me? I am the great Cornholio.
I think most of my like higher end bottles that I got, especially in New York, was from relationships and just knowing the store owners. Obviously, in New York, there's no tier events or bourbon drops. Everything is secondary in New York, so it was really tough. So those relationships really helped me out. I would pay, obviously, secondary pricing, but a lot better than what other people would pay. But I got a lot of my good bottles like that.
I've heard. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you get lucky every now and then. You come into a store and they would sell stuff for MSRP.
I always see. I think it was Pursuit United that gets some stuff from New York. One of those gets like something. And is there any good distilleries up in New York that you've ever checked out or could recommend if anyone's up around New York?
I know Hudson. Hudson's pretty good. I really didn't mess with any of those distilleries.
I think it was Finger Lakes. Was it called Finger Lakes?
Finger Lakes. We talked about them. Remember?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Finger Lake and good.
Yeah. So I think it was part of. I think it was part of the blend for the Pursuit United, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong there. But
New York.
I just remember that coming up. And like, man, I don't know any places in New York. That's kind of interesting. They source from New York.
Yeah, there are some distilleries, and I was pretty early in the game when I was up there, and then I kind of branched out once I came down here. So I really didn't explore up there with the distilleries.
I mean, it's interesting because they always say, you know, New York has the best water for pizza and stuff. So you would think that it would kind of be that way for anything. I mean, I've been to New York. I probably won't go back there again just because I think it's one of those places you kind of see everything and you're good. But the bagels are amazing.
Oh, yeah.
The pizza's amazing.
Oh, I'm excited. I want to go back to New York. I've only spent kind of a couple half days traveling through Europe and stuff, but I think New York's a special place.
We spent a few days and we saw we went to the, holy crap, I just blanked. The I said the Mona Lisa, the Statue of Liberty. We went to the Statue of Liberty.
Big difference.
I almost said the
Mona Lisa. Get out of here.
Yeah, so I went to the Statue of Liberty. I went to the Empire State Building.
It's in France,
went to Times Square. Like, so you kind of see everything. So I feel like I'm good there. And honestly, I kind of felt a little weird going out at night. I'm like, I kind of want White Castle, but I don't know. There's all these people going through
I've never
trash
had
on the streets and
I've
stuff.
never had White
Yeah.
Castle.
And actually, we were walking to Broadway, so we saw a show on Broadway, and they had taped off across the street because there was just a shooting and stuff. And
Yeah, I used
everybody's just walking like it's no big deal.
I used to work in Midtown. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, but it's pretty safe for tourists and stuff because it's overloaded with cops. But still, stuff happens.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't feel as unsafe as I was in New Orleans. New Orleans is getting pretty sketchy these
Dude,
days.
I remember we went for a fantasy football draft last year, and I was like, I don't feel safe here.
Which sucks
But,
'cause I
nothing
love-
happened, but it just felt sketchy. I don't know.
I love New Orleans.
Like
too.
you might
Dude, the
get,
food
like-
is so freaking good. Oh my god!
Sort of like you might get run over by a car.
yeah.
Or you're going like from one street to the other, and you're like,
Is that too
okay,
soon?
watch out.
Yeah, I think so. No. So, how about? Are you guys ready for the Jack 14?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, we doing it?
some arm?
We
I'm
doing
a-
it?
do
While we're pouring, I'm going to move on to tip number 2.
Tip number 2.
Oh
yeah.
crap! I'm sorry.
You're
Yeah.
on number 1.
Yeah,
dude.
we're all the way on
You're
number
holding
1.
back from the audience over here.
Yeah, no. Tip number 2, especially these days with social media, Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. There's so many stores on there that just post stuff that they get in or post their events and their single barrels. I mean, that's one of the best ways to find out what's going on in your area. I mean, and just searching Google Maps and looking at pictures of people taking the store or the owners taking the store gives you a great idea of what they get in, what they carry, a lot of their events. And that's how I just build a list of stores that I like to go to.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. The nose on this Jack 14, holy smokes. It's sitting at
smells good. Yeah.
126.3 proof. This is batch number 1. Holy cow. The
Numero
nose,
uno.
the nose is to die for.
Also, like I love the stores that have a lot of store picks because I feel like when I go into a store and they don't have any store picks and they have just every allocated thing you can think of, I'm just like, this is a place I don't want to shop at because I know these are going to be not maybe just secondary, but most likely like triple secondary. So those kind of places are kind of hard for me to go into, and you just know, like we call those museums because everything's dusty and they're really proud of. They'll tell you everything they have because they're really proud to have it, but I don't think they ever actually want to sell it. So
This is
but
like.
I love stores and store picks and stuff.
Oh, no, 100%. Yeah. Store picks, like at a good store that knows what they're doing, like you just can't beat a good store pick. But
Right.
I wanted to talk about the nose a little bit that I'm getting and see if you guys agree with me. It almost is like I get like a cross between a cinnamon roll and a banana nut bread.
Yeah.
If you mix those together.
I got strong banana nut bread on the nose.
Yes, banana
This
nut
is
bread
gonna-
with icing on top.
This is going to be really weird,
Yes.
but I kind of got a cornbread vibe.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
could-
know why.
Okay.
Definitely some sweet corn.
Yeah.
Like a cornbread with like butter on it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
dude,
my
it's-
jam.
Yeah, but it's just nuts because it goes from like sweet. I get like the very end, the spice and the cornbread thingy you're getting, but
I'm going to throw something out there, which I just recently got because I started drinking this again last night. Almost like a sherbet ice cream.
oh, like on the nose?
Yeah, on the nose.
Interesting.
Anybody want to side by side this?
Well, absolutely. Are you twisting my arm over here?
Okay, so this is what I feel like is the best nose I've ever had.
All right, so when he says side by side, he's talking about last year's bourbon of the year, Russell's 15.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
And we're going to put. So, all right, fan. I know you guys are gonna get pissed off. Like, I can't find any of those bottles, but
I mean, they're both
we're gonna
really
side
good,
by
too.
side them and give you our opinion. So
I just really
apologize.
like. So when I smell the Russell's 15, the reason I love this nose is it reminds me like a grape, like soda or grape Kool-Aid kind of thing. And so I'll open that bottle and just sniff the bottle, like just randomly throughout the day.
Wow.
Yeah, one of the best noses
So-
ever.
Bro, you trying to drop it?
Yeah, that is
He's got it. He grabbed it.
serious, like purple grape nose.
Yeah, no, and then those are some of my favorite like flavors. So it's even if I'm not drinking, like I'll just open the bottle and just
But it's like
smell it.
some molasses in there and
So going back to so now smelling the Russell's 15. Yeah, I do get that grape
These are
turkey
both
note.
really nice though.
But then you go back to to Jack Daniel's 14, and then I'm getting like a honey banana nut bread with like icing on top. I just keep getting that. I get an after like cornbread. I can see a little hint of cornbread where you're getting the spice a little bit, but it's mainly sweet to me.
I feel like it has a little nuttiness too, like almond or
Yeah, maybe almond. Yeah, I can see almond. Not like peanut.
no peanut.
They both have really good noses for sure. I like them both, but when I think of the best nose, the best nose I've had is the Russell's 15, and there was another one that I can't think of right now that just kind of blew me away, but the Russell's 15 just smells
I don't know
good.
why I'm just getting butterscotch. Am I wrong here?
It's definitely
What,
in
on
there.
the Jack 14?
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of butterscotch.
Yeah, it's like caramel
Butterscotch.
What'd you eat today?
like a Weathers.
I had Romas at the church thing.
Oh, do you guys just bring Romas to church?
No, they did. They had their 100th anniversary at Calvary Baptist.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you said ramen noodles.
Ramen noodles.
Ramen. He's like, I had some caramels before I came
Caramels
here.
and the
Some
apples.
I had
And
some butterscotch cookies.
I did have a chocolate chip cookie. That Jack 14's fire.
No, it is definitely a contender this year.
Yeah, I mean-
but it's too early in the year. There's so much stuff
I
that's
have to
getting
get a
released.
bottle of that.
I
Please.
I still have to go with the Russell's 15, but this Jack 14 is really
I
good.
haven't had the Russell's 15 yet, so I mean, I've had it, but
I don't know. It's very.
Darren, you're wrong.
I mean, everyone's entitled to
why.
an opinion.
That's delicious.
When he said that, I was like, dude, I got to try these side by side now because Russell's 15 is amazing to me. It's not. I love George C. Stagg. This is my all-time favorite bourbon, but Russell's 15 was the closest to that
I
one for
mean,
me.
I love Russell's 15, but I don't know, man. That Jack 14 is speaking to my soul right now.
Yeah, we do have.
I'm going to say something that might be controversial. I think this is about the same as the 12 for me.
Really.
I mean, it's good. You can definitely get a little bit more of a punch, but I get very similar to what I get from the 12.
I agree to disagree.
I could see the same tasting notes, but it definitely has a little more
A
complexity.
little bit, yeah, a little more punch for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's not.
No, but there's
better than
comparisons.
12.
Yeah. No, I got that butterscotch in it. To me, it's dialed up though in this 14 year. And honestly, I can't even. This is like your firstborn versus your secondborn child. Like I don't.
That's what
know.
you said about the George C. Stagg and Russell's 15. Eventually, you run out of children, Cody.
No.
Get off the
Yeah.
pot.
No. George C. Stagg's my favorite. It was a close battle, but
It is good.
Which
I really
we'll
like
battle the 23 and 24 here in a minute.
ooh, battle the
Yeah,
bulges.
we have George T. Stagg 23 and 24.
Yeah, I know you guys that are listening, you're hating us right now. You're like, oh,
I guess-
can't find any of these
Honestly,
bottles.
I should have just done the Bowman. I feel like the Bowman would have been a better comparison for me to the Jack Daniels than
Yeah.
the Russell's 15.
These are both bangers, hitters. I hope to God you get to try both of these bottles if you haven't got a chance to try the 15 or the Jack Daniels 14. But they're so good. I'm sorry. I hate to keep not acting like I'm not bragging.
Expensive and hard to find bourbon is good.
It is good.
I'm going to
so
stop.
Sorry.
I'm not pretending like it is anymore.
Hey, bourbon's dead, guys. So just let it be. Let me get all the Jack 14s. Y'all can drink your tequilas.
Listen, if you're local, I might be bringing some of these bottles to the next bourbon drop, so I'll give you a little taste.
When is the next bourbon drop? Oh, I saw they had one in Gainesville next weekend, and unfortunately, we're in Austin.
Yeah, we'll be in
Yeah,
Austin.
I was like-
you guys should come down. We'll be in Austin. I'll be there all weekend, so
I'll be there Sunday through Tuesday.
I'll be there till Wednesday because I have to go to Houston on Wednesday, apparently. I just found that out.
Yeah, and you're going to be in San Antonio on Monday, so I'll have to just
That's
like,
fine. You can just come and tag along.
be on my. Oh, I can tag along?
Yeah, we'll talk.
Okay, cool.
We'll talk.
Okay. I was going to say, because I don't think Ethan or anyone's coming, so I'm like, man, I'm just going to be chilling. I'll just bring a bottle and just drink all day.
You could be my driver.
Okay.
All right, on that note, I'm going to go to tip number 3 because we're still on that. I know we go
Oh
off
my
the rails.
God, what's going on here?
We go off the rails.
We do. We love it.
That's how the show goes.
It's
sometimes.
fantastic.
Bourbonnerds.com.
My tip number 3, which is how I scored this Jack Daniel's 14, is don't hate and don't forget about online shopping. If you go online, find stores that release stuff online and will ship it to your state. I have found countless stuff online and they've shipped it to my house. Back in New York, I got Old Forester birthday bourbon for $150 shipped to my house. Just dumb luck finding it online.
Jeez, I see that going for like $250 now.
Yeah, $150 retail shipped to my house.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and this Jack Daniel's 14 paid pretty much retail. It was $159, which you can't beat. Out of California, just randomly found it online. Small California store that ships to my state, and that's how I got it. The 12 and the 14. So, I mean, don't hate on it. Just look when you know it's dropping locally or you know it's dropping countrywide. Do a search. Just search online, and you might find some stuff.
That's pretty crazy. Like, how do you know to trust those sites?
For the most part, you don't. I mean, I like
Kind of
to
just taking a chance at that point, right?
sort of. I like to verify. Like, I'll get a phone number, email. I'll email them. I'll call them. I'll make sure they're a real store. If anything, I pay with a credit card, and you can contest the charge if they rip you off. But for the most part, I like to confirm that it's a real store and that they have it. Talk to somebody. Other than that, there are a lot of scams online, so be careful, be wary. But you just got to do your due diligence.
All right, I'm going to give a hot take here for a second. We're talking about Russell's 15 and Jack 14. So the nose goes to Russell's 15. I think the palate goes to Jack 14, and then the finish goes to Russell's 15. But
Okay, I can deal. So honestly, I think everyone knows that the Russell's 15 nose is just insane.
Yeah, it's
I think
nuts.
it's crazy how good that nose is.
To me, I want that's what heaven should smell like.
Yeah. Honestly, if my house smelled like that all the time, I'd be super happy. Like, we need a
Can
candle.
we get a Russell's 15 candle?
Yeah,
please?
someone make a candle.
Or maybe
of
like a
that flavor.
cologne. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll wear it. Like, ooh,
It's
what
like
does that smell?
Sex Panther.
You might get-
60% of the time works every
All the
time.
time.
might get pulled over a lot, but
I can't pull over any further. I'm already pulled over.
You're gonna get a lot of people trying to get out of tickets, Damon.
Yeah, I got some bourbon with your name on it.
It's like, ooh, I just sprayed my Russell's 15.
I know that smell. You got a bottle in the car?
Is that the blendery? What's going on over
It's like,
here?
you give me that bottle, I'll let you go.
Game blouses.
Speaking of the blendery, can we put the blendery on our rear end, or is it just gonna like fill up with blendery bottles at that point?
No, yeah, we should do a blendery,
Dude,
end of year.
All three blendery
He's got,
bottles.
like, every single bottle ever invented almost.
We should just do like a separate like list of just blendery,
Yeah.
because like all three of the blendery bottles I have could potentially be like bourbons of the year.
Maybe we
'cause
could
they're
talk
so
Darren into
freaking
doing like a blendery blind episode or something. We'll do like a YouTube video. I don't know.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I wish you had enough room in your little closet for us to like sit around and like build like a little
Hey,
fire
Daniel
pit.
and I were in this closet, hunkered down. He was just like pointing at stuff. He's like, "You want to try that?"
I kind of want
It's overwhelming.
I
man.
want to ask them if I could do a single barrel pick and if it could be sold. I don't know, just out of their location, but could it be sold through a distributor to another location?
Someone say Whiskey did one with
they?
a malt. Yeah. So I'm sure they probably
I
can.
mean, you can't get much better than the Bourbon Nerds. What was it? Bourbon.
Operation Bourbon.
Operation Bourbon Nerds.
Yeah, I
was a
mean, that
solid
was
bottle.
such a good
Dude, I already
bottle.
finished one bottle. Man, it's so good.
I'm so sad that I gave that or I sold that one to.
It's like an 8-year MGP finished in Texas. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's so good, and it doesn't. It's one of the best fries I've ever had.
for sure. I mean,
No cap.
Honestly, I keep trying all these different ryes, and I'm like, dude, none of these are better than. I may be biased, but like, they're not better than the one I got from the blendery. I don't know what it is. Even the Michter's 10 rye, I was like, man, I still just like. I'd prefer the Bourbon Nerds one, and I think it's just because I prefer those flavors more. Just to clarify, I know a lot of people love the Michter's 10, but I think it's just the flavor profile. Everything about that one is just everything I love when I drink whiskey. So I don't know. It's
Are you
just
talking about the Michter's 10-year bourbon?
No, I was talking about I actually prefer the Bourbon Nerds blend over the Michter's 10. 'Cause
Right.
I was trying them side by side. I'm like, man, I
yeah.
still just really like this Bourbon Nerds one, just because I love the flavors of that one more.
They're doing
Operation.
something right over there. I don't know what they're doing, but
I don't know, man.
It is correct, man. They are putting out some serious
I'm
bottles.
trying not to open the other one, but it'll probably get popped open sometime at some point. So we'll see.
All right. So those are your top 3 tips
10-4.
for bourbon hunting. Awesome. That's pretty good.
Apologize that there were gaps between all
Yeah,
those
a
for
lot of
our
gaps.
listeners.
That's fine.
Can you
We,
recap those top 3 hits?
You could go back.
the top 3 hits of the day.
So which one did you prefer, the Russell's 15 over the Jack 14? I was curious.
I like the Russell's 15 more for sure. I love Jack Daniels, like their new stuff, but I'm always a big fan.
I'll be interested in when the 18 comes out. I wonder if that's going to be like higher proof like the 14 is too, or what it'll be.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, when you get that many years on you, which is legal if you're. No, I'm just joking. But
Yeah, someone made a joke, like a comedian was like, man, they keep talking about years and stuff like we're pedophiles.
oh yeah, there's
Like, oh, this 12 years is really good.
Yeah, that's
It's weird.
It's super weird.
Do not condone.
Because I went back to the Knob Creek 18 the other day, and I'm like, dude, this smells good, and it's good, but I wish it was a little higher proof. So I'm wondering if Jack Daniels will come out with like a little higher proof, and maybe they'll kind of put something like the Knob Creek 18 out.
Yeah, that would be
little bit
awesome if it became like a Nog Creek 18 cast strength or something.
Yeah, man. Like, why not? I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be so good.
Just at least like because the Knob Creek 18s, I see them everywhere. Like I think the one that Apollo finally sold, but I still kind of see them everywhere, and so they're a little more readily available. So I don't know what Knob Creek has planned next if they're going to do a higher age. I've heard they might do a 21 or 20.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I've heard that might be a possibility, but of course it's still going to be 100 proof. That's just what Knob Creek does. Hell, I just want a 12-year cast strength. Give me a 12-year cast strength, bro.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Do you
12
have
years is
any,
one of my favorite bourbons.
Do you have any fun facts of Jack Daniels you wanted to share?
You already did mine where he kicks the safe and he ends up
Nice.
dying from that.
That's wild.
And then the other fun fact was the dry county thing I already went over. So
Yeah, we have the best advice. Do not kick safes.
Medical care back then was horrible.
Yeah,
so
it was terrible.
That's probably.
yeah, he probably said to go get a gopher and chew on his toe or something
Or some leeches.
and drink some whiskey and
Yeah.
some absinthe.
All right. Well, that'll conclude From Barrel to Brain. We're going to move over to Nerd Rage. So Nerd Rage is going to be a little short today. So I wanted to talk about the Andor season 2 just came out because we were hating on Star Wars in our last episode.
This feels like a one-sided conversation because I don't think me or Damon have seen Andor.
That's not my
not seen
fault.
it yet.
Y'all need to watch it. It's really good.
I refuse.
Darren has seen it.
I refuse to pay.
So first episode,
Disney
I think,
prices.
starts out is amazing. So they just came out with the first 3 episodes. If you haven't seen season 1 Andor, and I know everybody, big Star Wars fans, you hate on Star Wars. I get it. It's been pretty awful, but I do think Andor is phenomenal. If you've seen, if you don't know what Andor is about, it's about the Rogue. It's pre Rogue One, which I think is one of the best Star Wars movies ever. I just rewatched it a couple weeks ago. It's so good.
It's number 2 on my Star Wars list.
Yeah, it was number 2 on my Star Wars list too. And we have a Star Wars episode coming out on May 4th to be with you.
At this point, it'll already be out. So
Okay, well it'll be out. So hopefully,
May the 4th be with you.
You'll
May the 4th
listen
be
to
with
it.
you.
And so, but yeah, no, I'm excited to.
is K2SO in the show?
Not yet.
Dude, he's the best part of Rogue One.
Well, no, he's not the best part.
he's like,
really
I'm
good.
here to save you. No, I love
Because
that.
Cassian said so.
He's my favorite robot in
Dude,
all of
he's-
Star Wars. I
he's
love
excellent.
him.
Yeah, he's
but of
so
course,
good.
I love the voice actor. I just blanking on his name right now.
Yeah, he's like, you're gonna give her a blaster. She has a 71% chance of using it against you. Yeah, stuff like that. It's funny. But no, I think I'm really excited for Andor. I think the first 3 episodes have been pretty good. Second episode was so-so. Third was decent. There's a lot going on. It's a very, kind of mysterious, kind of like we're the rebellion. We're kind of like ninjas, kind of a type thing, vibe going on. So, but I enjoyed it. I think it's really good. If you haven't seen season 1's phenomenal. It really portrays the evilness of the Empire, and Andor, or it was Cassian Andor coming up. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see where this season develops, and I hope that Star Wars can adapt what they're doing with the Andor series, because it's the best thing in Star Wars. Mandalorian is good. I think Andor's better potentially. So if Star Wars can capture on that, and I actually, which was funny because I had a shoulder injury, so I've been a little bit less active lately, trying to repair from my shoulder injury. But I've watched The Acolyte, which the first 3 episodes of that are god awful. But there is actually some really good lightsaber fight scenes.
There's a couple decent moments, but some of the ideals and stuff in that, and it almost kind of poops on the Anakin Skywalker story, which I don't like.
Yeah. No, but there's some really good lightsaber scenes. The story, it does get better. If you can get past the first 3 episodes, I will say it gets better. The acting is a little cliche, but in general, I was actually surprised it ended a little bit better than I thought. So, not saying it's a great watch compared to like Mandalorian or Andor, but I mean, I didn't hate my life for watching that. I think once you got past the first couple episodes, I was like, it's okay. It wasn't great. There were some good fight scenes, whatever else, but
But that's what you say about a lot of Star Wars stuff these days.
Yeah, and you shouldn't have to say that. I agree.
You're like Obi-Wan. Oh, when him and Vader are fighting, it's really cool, but everything else about the show sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, with what was this? The bounty hunter.
Boba Fett.
Boba
The
Fett.
Book of
You're
Boba
like,
Fett,
the
yeah.
Book of Boba Fett. Like, it starts kind of good.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, here's a couple Mandalorian episodes. And then now it's like, oh, here's Cad Bane. And it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, we shouldn't have to
it's
say
like,
that.
We're
It should
just
be
all
good
over the place,
for-
you know?
I agree.
We need more direction. And I think the problem is the people they're putting in charge of these, they have these certain specific quotas they want to hit, or they have these certain specific topics they want to try to hit. And it's like, we need people that want to tell good stories. We don't want people that are trying to tell, whatever they're trying to do, whatever kind of. We also want people who know the source material. Like a big one is She-Hulk. Those people had no idea anything about She-Hulk. And so they're out here writing a She-Hulk series. Why? Why don't you get some actual nerds who know the source material? And that's been my big thing is I think we're choosing creative people who aren't actually big on the actual source material, and they're just trying to put whatever they're into at the moment.
Yeah, and I don't disagree, and you can see that if you watch through the series. So
yeah, Leslie Headland is very conflicting for sure.
yeah, for sure.
Who
But
created the Acolyte?
But in general, I'm excited about Andor. I'm excited where the season goes. I highly recommend it. If you haven't seen season 1, please go watch it. I think it's some of the best Star Wars you're going to get in our generation right now from the other stuff that's happened in the movies, and as terrible as the last couple were. But don't sleep on Andor. It's very good. I'm hoping Garrett actually watches it so he can give you your opinion.
I will at some point. I'm just super busy, man. I don't have a lot of time to binge shows, but
I get it.
I think when season 2 ends, if I get like a lull of time, I'll just binge season 1
While
and 2.
you're watching that, I'll watch Killer Clowns in Outer Space.
No, you need to watch Peacemaker.
That's a great
I keep
movie.
telling you. Have you guys watched Peacemaker's insanely good.
yeah.
It's hilarious, and they're doing a second season. Yeah, I don't care. You're going to watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space in October when we're doing Halloween.
That's true.
You need to watch Peacemaker.
I'm adding to the list.
Peacemaker is hilarious.
Deal.
It's great. It's fantastic. Also, Doom Patrol. I love Doom Patrol a lot, but I'm really sad that they got canceled. I actually wanted to add to Dirt Rage, and we didn't talk about this to begin with, so I'm just kind of putting everyone on the spot. But Damon, I want to hear some of your budget-friendly bourbons.
Budget friendly.
Yeah, what are some of your go-to everyday kind of bourbons?
I would say James E. Pepper, because that's just a solid bottle.
Who taught you that?
Yep.
I found that on my own.
Dude, we came across some batch ones the other day and couldn't buy them. I was really shocked.
Well, they were $80, but I'll go back and buy them.
I mean, $80 isn't horrible. And where was that?
Worth it.
It was in
worth it.
It was in Anna. There was 2 or 3
Yeah.
of them. Yeah, and I was like, "Holy crap! There's batch ones." But he said it was really funny. So we went to the shelf, and I was like, "Oh look, James E. Pepper." I was like, "Oh, it's $80." He's like, "Oh, dude, if those are batch ones, I would buy them."
Hey,
And I was like, "They were batch ones," and he didn't buy them.
I'll go back. So we were going to a couple of more stores I wanted to see because I had to buy a couple other things. I will go back and buy one of those. So yeah,
Dude,
I'll buy
it was
I'll buy
crazy.
both of
It
them
was,
so
it was
I
just
get
like,
one
dude,
there.
I didn't think there'd be batch ones out
Dude, the
there.
batch
still.
ones are so freaking good.
But of course, it was one of those museum places that
Yeah.
nobody probably goes into, and
$80
instead of just sitting on the top shelf, that
Yeah.
I don't know, everybody's probably going in there for whatever else, and they're like, "Oh, whatever, I don't know what that is."
Yeah, no, that's a solid. You'll find them for the most part on the shelf, and they're 50, 55.
Yeah, it's
No,
amazing.
but I mean the batch ones, like the batch
Batch
ones.
ones
one
are
is
never, yeah.
so freaking good.
Because people caught on that's a really
That's-
good bourbon.
Yeah, that's when I ended up getting a batch one and was like, oh my god, that was our bourbon surprise of the year last year. And I mean, I was singing them from the rooftop. If you've listened to our other episodes, I mean, you hear me praising the Lord
Dude, and
over some James E. Pepper.
He fangirled whenever we were in the James E. Pepper line.
Yeah, I did build a relationship with that gentleman, so he's getting us hooked up with a couple maybe tours or.
All right, well, let's let Damon continue.
Say, besides that, I mean, let me think. Maybe like Elijah Craig Toasted is a good one you find pretty readily available.
Have you had the barrel proof one?
I have, yeah.
I've heard those are really, really good.
They are all pretty good for
just
like
bought one.
a shelfer, to pick up.
Or the barrel proof toasted, I mean.
Yeah, the barrel proof toasted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that. What are you pouring me?
The Jack Daniel's Bonded. We're gonna try that.
I would say like the Russells too. Like you'll find the Russells, the single barrel, all that stuff like fairly readily available. $50. Like anything in that $50 range, it's a really good bourbon. Like that's a pickup, and you'll find them everywhere. You don't have to have a hard time hunting for them.
I like the Russell's 10 a lot. You ever have a lot of Russell's 10? Have you had the LLME? I can't talk for some reason.
I have not had that one.
They said that had some Russell's 15 in it. And,
Yeah, supposedly there's rumors.
Darren, did you ever get an LLME or try that? I was always curious, like, because everyone was like, "Oh yeah, it is really good," but I was wondering if that was like one of those things, is like, "Oh, you heard that, so you know it tasted better." But I do love Russell's 10 a lot for sure.
Yeah, even like the 1792s, like some of the single barrels,
Yeah.
the full proofs. If you could find them for that reasonable price, like they are really good. Even the single barrel picks, solid pickup.
So the 1792 full proofs, there's been some
They had a store pick at Apollo's.
Apollos and specs. Yeah, there's been some floating around.
Yeah, I've enjoyed the full proof 1792s.
I think we rated that the best. I mean, single barrel was really good, but the full proof just is through and through. And the 12-year is so good, but it's so hard to find. But if you're going to find it readily available, in the full proof is, I think, one of the best values you can get. We talked about value earlier.
Yeah.
Honestly, that would be comparable to the Jack Daniel's single barrel bourbon proofs. I mean, it's not up there in proof, but up in value, I think it's up there in the same ballpark for sure. And I'm a big 1792 fan, so.
You have any other budget bourbons?
Off the hand, I mean, like the Green Rivers, like they're pretty
those are
cheap,
good.
and those are just good pours, man. Like
They have the barrel proof wheat coming out this year.
yeah, if you're starting out, man, those are cheap, and you can find them. People don't buy them that much. You'll find them on the shelves in every store. Like the weeded, any of those, just really good bottles.
What's your favorite bourbon you've ever had?
Oh man, that's a tough question. I mean,
That's
Putting you on the spot. Mine's the 2023 GTS.
yeah, George C. Stagg is
good
good. I love the William LaRue Weller. I've had
what? No, it's good.
I've had
Which one?
I believe it was the 2022 when
Okay.
I had it. I haven't had it since. I do have an old bottle that I haven't opened.
2019 LaRue Weller is my favorite.
Yeah.
Again.
Okay. Well, that's what I heard. Is
I hear
pre
that one.
2020 is like insane.
No,
I have
2019's phenomenal.
2018, I believe, unopened.
Ooh, I bet that one's really good.
Yeah.
I bet
Okay, well, it sounds like we need to do a William Lou Weller.
What are you thinking doing Jack Daniels, Cody?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, and so you just poured the Jack Daniel's Bonded. This is not a bad
And
bottle.
now-
It's $33, and it's. I think
Now that
it's
we're talking
delicious.
about it, and he said his favorite was Weller, I don't know why this wasn't a Weller episode. But I guess we already did kind of do a Weller episode, didn't we?
No, we did.
Or we did a Weller Killer, I
We
guess.
didn't dive into the other Wellers. So.
Which I don't really own.
I have
many
a lot
Wellers.
of. I have all of the Wellers,
I
but
know
I'm not
you
going to
do.
open a single barrel. But
Yeah.
So
I got a funny story about the Wellers. Like
Okay.
when I first got into bourbon hunting, because Weller's what got me into it, so I started looking for it. And there happened to be a liquor store down the block from my house in Long Island, in Suffolk County, and it was a small store, like 150 square foot, like tiny place. And I'm like, hey, let me look for the special reserve. I go in there, and he's got a ton of special reserve. He has a bunch of antique 107, and he has the old squat bottles from, I think 2016 is when they stopped doing the squat bottles, or 2017. And I bought the whole shelf. I mean, I bought like 12 bottles, and those are actually worth a fair amount of money now, those squat bottles of the Weller, because they don't make them anymore.
Are those the old brown label ones, or?
Those are old short ones. They look like,
Okay.
you know, like they're rounded.
I see the old antique ones that have like the brown labels. Those are really cool.
Oh, yeah, those are really old.
yeah, I would love one of those.
I don't like that bonded.
I think the Bond.
Apologies, but
Pretty good.
I think it's pretty good. Like for a $33 bottle, I mean,
For a general
we're
pour.
drinking Jack 14, 12, and 10s. So like,
So my thing is we should have started there. I think if we would have started there, it'd have been fine.
well, I suggested that, but you guys ignored me. So,
I didn't hear you say that, so sorry.
There's so much good bourbon here.
Sorry for ignoring you, Cody.
but I think
Gosh.
Bonded is a very good value bottle. So, yeah, just put that one to rest.
Just put it back. just put it back where it went. You know, take it back to the store. Just
Bunch
be
of
like, no, I
haters
don't-
around here. Garrett's a hater,
It's
man.
coming across bourbon snobby.
Just trying to hang out, have a good time, teach you guys a good value bottle for our listeners out there that are tired of us
Just stick to
drinking
the old
things that are not.
The old granddad in that range is really good. I love old granddad stuff.
Yeah. Not for nothing to add to that. I wasn't even thinking about the Bardstown Origin Series. Pretty much
Yeah.
$55, $50.
Any of them.
Those are so good, man. They
I
are.
love Bardstown.
They are unreal.
Agreed. I couldn't agree more with him.
They're coming out with an old granddad 7-year bonded. Should be pretty good.
Yeah. Now in the old Fitzgerald, 7 years coming out.
Yeah, I've seen some people posting that they've already started getting them. Of course, in Texas and stuff, we always get them last.
Yeah.
But Oklahoma, we sometimes get early, but It just depends on our liquor stores, which our liquor stores around here are kind of hit or miss. So, what are you guys sipping on now?
Oh, the rare character. I just poured that.
Oh, that's what I have. I didn't know if you guys poured the same thing.
Jack Daniels episode, guys. Come on, get your crap together. But
we've gone through most of the Jacks. So
all right, let's move over to whiskey sideline.
Oh yeah, whiskey sideline. Yeah. What do we got?
We're gonna start out talking a little bit about the NFL draft. Sanders. I think that's a big talk. Shador.
Honestly, I thought he was just going to go back to college at some point. But he was very. I've never seen anyone that excited to be drafted to the Browns.
He'd probably make more money in college.
Yeah. Well, I think he's just excited to be drafted. But yeah, most quarterbacks go to die
behind Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, which is insane. Like, do you guys...
Deshaun Watson and Joe Flacco.
Okay, so
and Kenny Pickett.
So let's time out for a second. Do you agree with him falling like that? Like, to be honest,
I wasn't part of the interviews. Like so without the interviews, so I always felt like he was average. He was good.
He's not average. He's above average.
I think he's good, but I don't think the problem is this quarterback class is super weak. If he was in a quarterback class last year, he probably is 5th or 6th best quarterback.
Yeah, but that's exactly why I'm shocked that he fell so far.
I honestly don't think any quarterbacks from this class are going to be very good.
And again, ESPN's whatever.
Even Cam Ward, I don't think Cam Ward's going to be that good.
Nah, well, he has the intangible.
I think he does, but I mean, Anthony Richardson has intangibles, and he hasn't worked out either.
Do you think he just fell because of his dad and like the whole circus around the Sanders thing?
I think he was a good talent, but I just think he comes off cocky, and then
he does. There's no question. But so did Caleb Williams. But again, Caleb Williams is way more talented than he is.
Caleb Williams is more talented, but Caleb Williams is figuring out real fast, oh, well, I should probably get my act together because I'm just getting nailed in the backfield like crazy. I'm not. He was telling the punter, like, oh, you're not going to be on the field that much. And he ends up, they're like the most punts in NFL. And he gets sacked the most of any quarterback by double digits. It's pretty insane, which they beefed up their O-line a little bit. So we'll see how that works out.
So I've never had rare character, and I just poured a rare character, and it is delicious. Rare character.
Yeah.
It's very good.
It's pretty good. What is this finished in something?
No, that is their straight rye. It's a blend. They don't disclose what exactly they're blending. So they source barrels from Kentucky. They source barrels from MGP in Indiana. I don't know if it's a blend of one or the other or both, but everything I've had from them has just been fantastic.
Yeah, this is pretty good. I like it.
It's delicious.
Yeah, and my single barrel pick that's coming out, it should have been out already, but I say the next week or two now. I'm delaying it, but it is an 8-year Kentucky. It's an experimental barrel. It's so good, man. I
can't wait to have it.
Yeah.
Is it a bourbon or a rye?
It is a rye.
That's a rye. Yeah.
Cool. I've been more into rye lately anyway. So
were you happy with Houston's draft?
I do. I said we needed to go offensive line and wide receiver, and that's what we went. I also said I liked both the guys from Iowa State, and we ended up with both of them. So
yeah, no, that was cool.
We got one that's kind of like Nico Collins. So we have 2 Nico Collins on the outside, and we have one that's a 4.3 40 slot receiver. Yeah. So I'm pretty happy. I'm not super stoked about the running back that they took. I mean, he's a quick change of pace running back who could spell Joe Mixon, hopefully. And then we took a quarterback super late that just seems kind of pointless, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
So, Garrett's a Houston Texans fan. I'm a Denver Broncos fan. So I was really intrigued by, we wanted Loveland, who got drafted before us, obviously.
He got picked 10th, right?
Yeah.
Which I thought it was interesting because I liked the guy from Penn State a little bit more, but...
Yeah, no, I mean Loveland, I think, fit our squad a little bit better, but yeah, the Penn State, which went to Indianapolis.
They're both almost exactly the same size and weight, very similar, and very similar play styles, too.
No, for sure. I would have been happy to get either one of them, but we did not get that, so... but I'm kind of excited. I think what Broncos said to you by their draft with R.J. Harvey, I think is his name, the running back from UCF, is that Estime is going to have more play because the Harvey had the fastest 40 time of any running back, and then we drafted a wide receiver that I thought was kind of sketchy, but I mean, obviously Sean Payton's a genius, so I'm not going to question what he does. But I think overall our draft was okay. I think the Bears really screwed us over a little bit, but
I mean, but they
had a
took
good
him at
draft.
10. What did you guys have? Pick 20?
Yeah, 20.
I mean,
should have traded up.
you would have had to trade up. You would
We
have had to
didn't
trade
get
up to
Henderson either. That's who I really want.
Well, you would have had to trade up to either one. Well, and I don't think the Chargers needed Henderson. I don't know why they took him, but if you would have wanted either one of the tight ends, you would have had to trade into the top 15. And so there wasn't a lot of trades in the first round. There was just that Jacksonville trade really was the only trade, which they traded up to get Travis Hunter, who they feel like is their start of the future. And so, I feel like a couple of the questionable picks were the Cowboys taking the guard at like 12, whenever they probably could have traded back and got some value. And then, I thought that was
Cowboys
good.
like to lose, so.
I mean, I get taking like a guard that you feel like is probably a good, but like he was a second round talent. Like you could have easily got him later.
Yeah,
And
there was so many different picks you could have taken there, and like I feel like they're trying to rebuild their offensive line that they had with Emmitt Smith, which is not. And for whatever reason, the Cowboys love drafting guards or linemen that are named Tyler. I'm not exactly sure what is there, but I was not impressed with the Cowboys draft. I will say the Giants draft, I thought they did a really good job.
I thought they did pretty good. We'll see how Dart turns out. I actually like Jackson Dart from college. I actually liked a couple guys that I feel like were kind of like I like Will Howard, and he was like a nobody talent. And then I thought Dylan Gabriel was pretty good, and he kind of went super late. But I don't know. Quarterback evaluations are kind of interesting in the NFL these days.
Agreed, for sure. But I think the Giants got Abdul Carter, which is I think was the best.
He's great, yeah.
I think he's the best player.
I think he's the best player of the draft for sure.
Yeah, I think
He
he's
went
like
third.
Michael Parsons 2.0. Like that dude's insane.
Or like Will Anderson.
Yeah,
He's
maybe.
one of those edge rusher. He's an edge rusher, so
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Unfortunately, I'm a New York Jets fan, and they're horrible.
They got some linemen. I think they had a pretty good draft.
Yeah,
I think
they
did decent.
can't produce every year.
No, I mean they're really bad at quarterback.
Yes.
Production or like building their quarterbacks and stuff. So, but they did some good moves. I don't know who their quarterbacks. Who did they get for quarterback? Did the Jets got anybody?
I don't know. I haven't been
I'm
following
not sure. I
much.
didn't even look.
Honestly, I don't even know who's going to be their quarterback this year. No, Aaron Rodgers
Aaron
is supposed to go
Rodgers is
to.
gone. Yeah, he's gone.
He's supposed to sign with Pittsburgh, right? Is it Pittsburgh?
I'm not sure.
He hasn't signed with anybody yet, but I think Pittsburgh is under the impression that he's going to sign there. I know Russell Wilson went to the Giants. I don't know if anyone went to the Jets, honestly. Maybe they're just not going to have a quarterback.
That's just
No,
like
they
the
don't.
Jets' luck when he signs, and then the first game he tears his Achilles, and it's just
Dude, it was almost disrespectful.
It's heartbreaking.
Whenever they did the top 100 plays, and like number 80 was him running out with the flag.
That's the only thing he did.
So much hype for that.
oh man, just that's the Jets' luck, man. They just get torn up, just bad luck.
That's interesting. Like, why wouldn't they have drafted the Sanders? I don't know. I'd have to look at their quarterback depth chart, but that's interesting for sure. Well, let's move over. So, anything else in the NFL draft? I mean, like obviously Sanders was the biggest talk of the draft. I think depending on your team.
They signed Justin Fields. I forgot about that.
Oh, okay.
So they were trying to get linemen for the Justin Fields Brees Hall 1-2. So
Yeah, I guess so. They're just gonna run the ball 100% of the time.
yeah, I forgot about that.
So
and get tackled.
terrible. All right. Well,
A lot of 3-yard runs coming.
So we'll. I mean, So I was going to move over to the NBA playoffs. There's not a whole lot. I mean, Thunder have obviously beat Memphis 4-0. They did a sweep. That was crazy. They came back from a 29-point deficit. Again, Ja Morant did get hurt, but in general, there's nothing in the NBA playoffs that's like convincing me that I'm not going to see Boston and Oklahoma City Thunder in the finals.
Cleveland looks pretty good. A lot of people are picking New York, and I'm like, New York looks fine.
No,
I don't
they haven't
know.
impressed me at all. Like honestly, Detroit's put up like they barely won that last game. I'm not
Actually, the
I'm not
Knicks
buying
won
it.
today. They're up 3-1 on the.
They're up 3-1. They could have easily lost that last game. Detroit was coming back in the last hour, but
Which actually the Magic got one on the Celtics, and
yeah, that's fine.
the Lakers Timberwolves are playing today. I'm hoping the Timberwolves take a 3-1 series lead because LeBron James.
I agree.
And Luka. Rest in
Mostly
peace.
LeBron James.
I love Luka. I'm sorry. I love Luka so much.
I love Lamp.
I love Lamp. Let's move over because you guys are big hockey fans. So let's move over to the hockey.
God, this is a bad time to talk about hockey because the Stars just were horrid. Like they said, there were 47 shots. No, there was like 100 shots. It was like 100 to like 20. It wasn't even freaking close. The Avalanche just controlled the whole game. Like the first period, it was like 12 to 11, and they were up 2-0. They got a couple good shots. Ottinger saved 22 shots in the second period, which is the second most he's ever done in a single period. And yeah, he did, and that's why they had to pull him for DeSmith in the third. And it's just ridiculous. Like that game was obvious that we really missing Heiskanen, really bad. And he's been skating for the last few days, and I'm just like, when is he going to play? He's got to be close, right?
I mean, it's the playoffs. You got to get them in there. I mean, they lacked on their power plays. I mean, they were getting destroyed. Defense. They couldn't keep the puck out of the zone.
The one positive is we're 2-2 coming back with a home advantage.
Yeah, but did you see the statistic? Is that like they led in like 1 minute and 29 seconds or something?
1 minute and 9 seconds.
Yeah, like that's nuts. So you're not feeling good about it.
Well, I feel like the series against the Knights last year were really similar, and we ended up winning that series. Yeah. So we can still squeak this out. We have one of the deepest rosters in the NHL. And, man, if we can get Heiskanen back, that'd be great. If we could get Robertson at some point, that'd be awesome. But I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see.
They have games like that where they just fall off and they just let it slide.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's kind of disappointing, but they're a good team. I think they did a good job, but they couldn't get the puck out of their zone.
I personally feel like this series should have been the conference finals because I feel like the Avalanche are very good, and I feel like we're very good, and it really sucks this is a first-round series.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
I agree.
I wish that they would go to a format like every other freaking team uses to do their playoffs, but it's wild. You're just like, all right, well, you're going to play all division except for one wild card team. Like, why? Like, why can't we just do a playoff, bracket normal? But
in other notes, there's been some great games in the finals, all going to overtime.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
squeezing to the end. I mean, the Ottawa Senators just saved from a sweep for the Maple Leafs.
Dude, and the last 3 games have gone to overtime. Yeah. If they would have gotten swept, that would have sucked because all 3 games, those last 3 games were in overtime.
Yeah,
like it's not like they're not playing good. So that I think that sweep would have looked a lot worse than it actually was. But
no, it's the Golden Knights and Wild too. I mean, they've been going over.
Dude, the Wild kind of have their number, and then the Blues beat the Jets again, so now they've tied it up.
Yeah, it's just really good series. Like it's a good
5-1. What is up with Helly, dude? Helly just kind of loses steam in the playoffs. I don't know what it is. He's like the best goalie in the regular season. In the playoffs, he's like, I'll give up 7 against the Blues. I'll give up 5 against the Blues. He's kind of like the dude from Edmonton. Dude, that dude just doesn't have very good playoff series sometimes.
Yeah.
What is his name? Skinner? Is his name Skinner? What's the girl's name?
I don't know, but I'm excited to start talking about a little bit of fantasy football.
Yeah, we're getting close to that point.
Yeah,
we start doing drafts around like July.
I know. So. Yeah, I know. So we'll definitely do a lot of fantasy football as a conversation. So.
Sorry, real quick. Who's your team? The Islanders?
No way.
Rangers.
Sorry, Rangers.
New York Rangers.
Was it the Rangers that made it last year and
they
had
were
a pretty
close?
Good record?
Not last year. No, I don't think they made it last year. Did they? No, they did. They did.
Yeah, I think one of the New York teams made it last year. And they actually had a good record, and I don't know what happened.
They were doing good. They got wiped in the playoffs, like just decimated.
Yeah, which is weird because they were one of the better teams coming in, and then this year they didn't make it, and I just don't know what happened.
I think their year was.
It's kind of like Boston. Boston just kind of fell off out of nowhere.
I'm trying to think of their year. I think it was 2015 or 16 when they played the Kings. Man, that was their year to win, and I don't know what happened. They just collapsed to the Kings.
Yeah, we should have won in 2020, but freaking Tampa Bay, man.
I have some good stories about that too because I was working in the city and some interesting stuff.
Yeah. Anyway. Anything else we want to talk about in the Whiskey Sideline?
No, I think we talked about quite a bit. I mean, I'm excited to see the NBA playoffs continue to go. I mean, even though I hate NBA since the Luka trade, but yeah.
I've honestly kind of lost interest in the NBA over the years just because it's just become such a different game, and what?
3-point show.
Oh, the 3-point show. Yeah. It's and it's funny because the Thunder, who's my favorite team, I feel like they actually run offense and they actually play as a team, but you don't see that a lot of them anymore in the NBA. It just kind of sucks for the young kids watching because they're just like, oh, let's just jack up a bunch of threes. That's what we should do. We don't need to run the offense. Yeah, it just kind of sucks. And, you can't blame all that on LeBron. LeBron's been whatever. He is teaching his team how to all throw up their hands when somebody falls down, which is, something, I guess. That's what the Lakers are known for now, to do this.
He hates LeBron more than anyone.
I agree.
Dude, I
Anybody I've ever met
I
in my
can't
life.
stand watching him, dude. It's
The bum drain.
LeBum. He's not even my top 5. F him.
All right, I think that'll conclude with Whiskey Sideline before Garrett gets on.
LeBum James.
Let's move over to Pop Culture Pour. So the Thunderbolts are coming out May 2nd. I'm kind of excited to watch that.
Yeah, we're going to watch... What did I say we're going to watch? What was that vampire movie? Oh, Sinners. We're going to watch Sinners this weekend. And then we're going to watch Thunderbolts. Oh, no, we're going to watch Sinners tonight. And then we're going to watch Thunderbolts. So I took off Saturday. We're going to go to the Chop House, and then we're going to watch Thunderbolts. And then we're coming down to Austin to hang out with Cody for his bachelor party.
Mini fake.
He's like, hey, we have a Still Austin interview. Hey, let's do a bachelor party.
Good opportunity.
You guys are welcome to come down. But yeah, no, I think I'm really excited to watch the Thunderbolts. I think that might be the best Marvel movie of the year. Well, fantastic. It'll be there and competing with Fantastic.
A lot of people that have watched it so far have said it's the best thing since Endgame. So I'm pretty excited about it.
That's a pretty good comparison. So yeah, I mean, I watched the Minecraft movie with my daughter. It might be the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. If you like the Chicken Lava song.
Worse than Mortal Kombat 2?
Yeah, way worse.
Annihilation?
That looked like it from the trailer.
I mean,
it's like, this is embarrassing.
Obviously, don't not watch it with your children. I mean, it's fun, but like if you're wanting to watch a game movie, no, it's terrible. It's just bad. I don't even know what like, and that's my personal opinion. So you may love it. There's some funny parts, absolutely. Like there's some cringy parts with the principal teacher talking about bats and her vagina or something.
Oh,
it's
boy.
weird.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. There's like a weird. She's like, I haven't been with anybody in a while, and talks about some kind of, I don't know. It's weird. But there's a little bit of adult humor. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but it's just not a good movie. I mean, my daughter loves Minecraft, and I know Minecraft's important, but it's not my.
Yeah.
Are we doing the George C. Stagg?
We are going to Stag.
No, dude, don't worry about us over here.
Hey, why are y'all leaving me out?
Oh my goodness.
But what else? What else do you guys have? So I also want to watch Sinners. I think I'm excited to.
Dude, I've heard Sinners is really, really good. I've heard nothing but good things about it. Also, if you go watch Sinners, there's 2 after-credit scenes, so make sure you stick around for all of them. Because it kind of so the story kind of ends, but it kind of continues on the future, apparently. So very excited. I know Coogler and Michael B. Jordan is one of those duos that love working together. This is 2023.
This is your model, right?
23,
That's my model, yes.
24 Stag. Yeah.
23 and 24 Stag. Sorry, GTS, George T. Stagg.
GTS, my favorite bottle of all time.
Wow. I think you got to try some more bottles.
George C.
Dude,
Stagg?
the 2023 Stagg is good.
Tell me something that's better than George C. Stagg. Okay, Damon. What is better than George C. Stagg?
Take the lid off there.
I think William LaRue Weller.
No, I disagree. I've had William Llewellyn. Okay, so I've only had the 2024 William Llewellyn, and I did a blind, and no, it was not even close.
I'm not going to lie.
close
I've
to
never
George C.
tried
Stagg.
William Weller. So that's my Porter reference.
And I'm a Weller guy. William Weller is my dream bottle.
Yeah.
But I've heard
Darren just ripped that out of my hand, dude. It was like he was stealing something.
that the pre-2020 William Wellers are where it's at.
I have one.
sure.
I have a 2018 or 17.
The 19 William LaRue was better than 18.
Yeah, 2019.
I
Okay,
have
let's
to-
go back in time.
I have to check the laser code, but I have
I
one.
will say that Old Forester rye is really good.
Yeah,
I'm really
I
excited
agree.
about that one.
I think
I love
that
those.
and the
I'm gonna drink
Michter's
the
Barrel
crap out
Strength
of that
Rye.
and the Jack together.
I mean, those are,
Yeah.
I mean, 2 of the best ryes you
The
can get.
Michter's Toasted Limited Series is incredible.
Yeah,
I just don't
of
have
those.
one open.
I have one.
I drank it.
Next time, we'll
I will
get
say
you
the
that.
nose on these aren't as good as like the Restless 15 or anything, but it is.
They're pretty
delicious.
amazing.
We have
man.
like some serious unicorn bottles here.
Yeah, we're drinking some unicorns today. We wanted to share with our fans and you guys. You don't even have to be a fan, just a listener. You may hate us. You may want to just message us and say, "I hate y'all.
Please
y'all,
don't hate us.
y'all drink all the good bottles, and I hate
There's
everybody."
A lot of haters online.
Yeah, but that's fine.
I get plenty of comments. And
So we're gonna do the George T. Stagg 2023, which I think is better than the 2024. But I'm gonna drink them, and I'll give you my opinion.
It's pretty good.
it's very close.
Man, it's got that cherry.
Yeah, cherry
Oh.
cola, like a
cherry
soda,
cola.
like a
Yep.
cherry Coca-Cola.
Wow.
The 2024 is really good too, though. I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
No, they definitely solid bottles.
Holy
put
cow.
out.
I think I like the finish on the 2023 a little bit more.
Yeah.
They're
both really good.
Very good.
I get a little more medicinal cherry on the 2024. I mean, if you like that, then 2024. is
I mean,
okay.
it just coats your mouth. It's very thick.
They're both
like
phenomenal.
kind of syrupy.
I
It's
mean, it's like
And they're only off by like proof point.
yeah, seriously.
yeah. The 2024 is 136.1. I think mine might be lower than that. It's 135. I don't know the age statement, so I know I know this one is 15.7. I think.
Yeah, and
I'll have to look at the 2024.
If you
one.
folks don't know, there's actually images on the back of the rear label on these antique bottles. You got to drink them to know that that's there.
I thought they were on all the antique releases, but I learned that they were not. They're just on like that one in the William Lure Weller.
No, they're on the Sazerac and the
Oh, are they?
others.
They're not. They're not on the handy.
No, they're not.
No, yeah, but all the other ones, yes.
I should have. I
they're
should have
both
brought my
15
handy
years?
bottle. I didn't even think about that. I'm sorry. I let you guys down.
Womp womp. Cody just brought the basic stuff.
Basic, yeah. Only my Jack 10 batch 4. Haters.
You did bring the 2020 out of our. We need to make like a little bourbon nerds
Bourbon-
closet.
No, I separate our bourboners.
Well, no, but we just need like a little display of like the stuff that we've
should,
gotten.
Honestly,
like-
people have given us. Are you going to give us your George T. Stagg 2025?
Absolutely
I
not.
know. I'm just checking. One day.
I wish we could keep it here, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
Because we have those good times. We have the Willet Purple Top. We have
well,
the
that's kind of my
2020.
bottle.
What?
That's kind of my bottle. He gave me that for the.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, it's still bourbon there.
I was
isn't it?
here. That was
What?
the bourbon nerds.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, he never paid
whatever,
me.
Whatever
Okay,
you
well,
want to do,
Jamie owes me
Cody.
$133 for my.
Oh, he didn't pay you for that bourbon nerds thing?
No, he has not paid me for that.
Oh, I don't know. Whatever. What? I don't. It doesn't matter.
I mean,
to
I
me.
would appreciate. I'll just message him. He's like, "Hey, Jamie, if you can pay me $132, you gave us 3 bottles of."
I like that 23 better. Damn it.
Yeah, I do like the 23. a
I'm
little more.
sorry, I've already done this. I do like the 23 better.
24 is a little spicier, and
I mean, you're never going to go wrong with a George
I mean,
Stagg.
it's like splitting hairs.
Yeah.
That's really.
it's close for sure.
I think the finish on a 23 is better though.
Yeah, I agree. I think the 23 has a better finish on it.
I should have brought my Pappy Van Winkle 15 year. It's 2007.
you don't like us.
Holy shit, 2007.
Really?
Yeah, it's
he
open.
doesn't- He
I
doesn't
drink
love
it.
us.
Huh.
I'll bring it next time.
Yeah, we'll have you back in the pod, of course. These are both amazing.
So did you get it back in like 2007? You just had it or what?
No, I bought it from a guy in Kentucky. And,
Oh, okay.
I didn't pay retail for sure. Paid like
That's good.
800.
Oh,
Oh, okay. That's actually a really good price for that.
that's good for a 15. I mean, I think a 15 goes for
12,
Yeah,
12
it's-
1500.
I thought it was
goes up
reasonable.
there for sure.
Yeah, no. I paid.
I really just I think the only Pappy I really want is kind of an overrip 10 because I like the label on it and I've heard that's actually just one of the better ones. So
Yeah,
That's
I
probably
like
the
them.
only bottle I splurged on like that.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with it.
I splurged on this one, but I actually just basically traded bottles. Like I sold other bottles to get this one.
Yeah.
But it's because another guy helped me. He was like, "Hey, I'll sell this, and then I'll get my friend's George.
Well, I
C.
got
Stag for you.
my Stag 24 for a Weller single barrel and a Weller Antique 107, which I think is fair.
Great deal.
Yeah.
Fantastic deal all day.
Yeah.
Sign me
I would
up.
trade single barrels all day, every day if I had them.
I just need it for my Weller collection.
Freaking Matt has a single barrel. He needs to trade his.
Yeah, he does. He should. Just let me have it. I'll keep it in the group. But
You're going to trade it to a George C. Stag to him for it?
no. Oh, for my single barrel? Yeah.
No, I'm saying his single barrel.
No, I'm not even trying to get that single barrel. No.
What are you
I
talking
would never
about?
trade a George C. Stag.
Is Cody feeling okay? You feeling all right over there?
I'm feeling wonderful.
Okay.
We just got to drink George C. Stag 23 and 24. I'm leaning towards the 23, but by God, it's real close.
Yeah, they're
It's
pretty
splitting
close.
hairs.
Yeah, they're both really good. I do enjoy the finish on the 23 a lot more. Or not a lot more, but a little more,
Yeah.
I
for
like
sure.
that cherry cola.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Cherry cola more on that. The 24 is really good too, though. But George C. Stag's the perfect bourbon, and it's amazing.
The 24 leans
think we
more
should try
towards
it
like butterscotchy caramel.
Yeah.
Whereas this one leans towards more like cherry cola and stuff. I just think I like the flavors more on the 23, but both are very good.
God bless America.
Do you have any neat and balanced things for us today?
We're not neat and balanced in it today. We're
No?
drinking
No neat
great
balanced?
bourbons. No, we're not.
Just neat.
No,
Just neat.
neat. Just all
Just
neat.
drinking the bourbon
neat
neat.
whiskey. Yep, we're gonna skip neat and balanced today. So, but let's move over to last call with the bourbon nerds. Hello.
That was pretty good.
That's pretty good. We harmonized for a little bit. So Jack Daniel's 14
Pitch
definitely deserves to be in the bourbon of the year or whiskey of the year conversation. It is a bourbon, so
I'll be interested if anyone can get a hold of a 25. I'll be interested to see what the 25 offering has to offer. So
Jersey Stag.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, when it comes out in November.
Right.
No, I'm just saying, like you said, bourbon of the year. I'm just saying when the 25 comes out, I'll be interested to see if that holds up.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, I think the Jack 14 is a clear candidate for the best whiskey of the year.
Yeah, Jack 14 is really good. I was really impressed by it, for
I
sure.
really enjoyed it. I understand now why Theron said it was better than what did you say? Than
said it's better than
Russell's
Russell's 15.
I understand where he's coming from. I get it.
It's
now.
close, but man, that Russell's is good.
Yeah, I mean, palate wise, I don't know. I prefer the Jack 14, but all the above, I think I still lean towards Russell's 15, but it's really freaking close. I could flip a coin honestly and be happy with either one.
You know what the best thing about this is perspective.
Exactly.
Like everybody has different palates, different noses. Everybody gets different flavors and all that, so it always changes.
Because I know the bourbon junkies, a lot of times they'll say something, I'm like, man, I wasn't getting that at all with.
Yeah.
And so, watch YouTubers and kind of see what the YouTubers are saying, but at the same time, you want to make your own assessments of it. And it pays off to have people in your group that have a lot of these things that you can kind of try before you go buy. But, that's the big thing is you don't want to waste a lot of money on stuff that you maybe not like. I've been pretty lucky that most of the stuff I've bought and I've liked, but there's been a couple of things here and there that I haven't really enjoyed as much as I thought I would.
Yeah.
I have a Blue Note Crossroads that I'm not super thrilled with, but I've heard the Blue Note Uncut Unfiltered is really good. I've heard
Yes.
that the Blue Note like limited editions are good. And so I really want to try those. Cody had a Blue Note that I really, really, really liked.
Yeah,
but-
the uncut.
and I don't know why the Crossroads I didn't like. I don't know what it was about I don't like.
I only stick with those unfiltered.
Yeah,
those
the
are
uncut-
really
I need to get a
I
bottle of
agree.
those for sure.
So good.
They're everywhere.
The uncut.
I see the Made in Texas ones a lot too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to say this. Like, we've had some amazing bourbon today, like some of the best you'll ever have in your life. But in general, like sharing and caring and all the good things that we talk about is what's most important. So I appreciate you guys bringing these bottles.
Real quick, who's going to the Freddie Johnson event? Are you going to the Freddie Johnson event?
This guy.
I know Theron is. You're not going to
I'm going.
Dude, it's June. It's a Friday in June. You can't take off?
I don't know. I gotta check.
No, I think it'll be pretty fun though.
Take off. He's already taken off.
They made a well. I'm sure it's
Garrett's our DD.
I actually have to drive back to the wife's place. We're actually having, so they moved the family reunion from the weekend before to that weekend.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to do the Freddie Johnson event. I'm just going to drive to Ho Chi Town after that and do the family reunion.
Well, I'm driving separately. I'm crashing at your place.
I'm like, man, hopefully the bottle share isn't that crazy. But
Yeah.
what kind of bottles are we bringing? I don't know. Like, I don't know what to take. I don't know.
Bringing a Charter Oak French Oak.
A Charter Oak? Is that Sazerac? Is that Buffalo Trace?
Oh,
Charter Oak is?
I didn't know Charter
Okay.
Oak was. Oh, interesting.
Cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll have to think about it. I have quite a. I mean, everybody. I'm sure anyone who's a bourbon person has. I think I have. Yeah, I have an Eagle Rare store pick that still has quite a bit in it.
It's going to be H. Taylor single barrel, but
Yeah, I finished my regular single barrel, and I only have a little bit of left of the Texas one, so I don't want to bring like a short bottle. I have an unopened EHO small batch. I guess I could just take, but I don't know. We'll see. I know that's coming up June. I think it's June 27th, right?
Yep.
Is that when it is?
that Friday, right?
Oof.
I come back from Barbados. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's June 27th, Friday. It sounds like a really cool event. It's a Someone Say Whiskey. If you bought tickets for it, I know they want you just to bring Buffalo Trace stuff, though. So,
Bring Buffalo Trace. There's lots of options.
but I mean, there's a lot there. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really fun time. So, come out and hang out and chill out, and you get to meet Freddie Johnson.
That
so
is my.
it's Theron. Actually,
yeah,
not
Freddie
Theron.
Johnson,
Sorry.
we hope you're going to be like, hey, I want to interview the Bourbon Nerds because they're amazing and we're awesome.
Randall actually has our glasses. He should have our glasses tomorrow. So,
Okay.
or no, did you order one?
Nope, but I'll buy one from him. So don't worry.
I don't know if they sold out or not, but
If they did, I doubt.
I'm sure he can.
Okay.
I'm sure he can make however many, but
It is what it is. We'll figure it out.
he can buy one tomorrow. It's fine.
Yeah. Good to know.
All right. So, what else do we have going on? So, Damon, what else do you have going on with your YouTube channel? What future things you have coming up?
I'm just putting videos out, hunting videos. I've been slacking a little bit on the hunting.
You have a rare character pick coming out, though, right?
I do, yeah. The rare character pick is coming out in the next week or so. I don't know an exact date. The distributor does not know, but it is a solid bottle.
I'm really excited to try it for sure. We've kind of held back a bottle.
It is good.
Hold back one
it
for
is
us, so.
really good. Like, it compares to the blendery pick that we did. It is phenomenal bottle. I can't wait to get it.
Does it have an age statement on it?
It is 8 years.
8 years? Okay.
Out of Kentucky, experimental.
Yeah, I think that blender one was 8 or 9 years, so around the same.
Yeah, it's a interesting age statement and a mixture.
I've seen that Someone Say Whiskey had some issues with distributors with their Suerte pick that they had come out that they're finally releasing this weekend. So, yeah.
So my barrel is 64% rye, 30% corn, and 6% malted barley, which is kind of like off the note for the rye.
That's a little different, but
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen a lot of ryes being a little different. You know? It gives a different note to it.
It's so good. I can't wait till it comes out. I'm going to have a couple bottles myself, and I can't wait
Yeah, I don't blame you.
for you guys locally to pick it up. It's a really good bottle, and I'm going to do stuff in the future.
So, what made you pick rare character? Just out of curiosity, like, what made you like? Is this your first pick that you've done?
This is my first pick with rare character. It's just so rare to come by in Texas, and I haven't seen them. And I randomly emailed them, and they said, "Oh, we're going to be in Texas, and we're going to be doing samplings for our single barrel picks." And it just like fell in place. So I was like, I'm going to go with this because you can't find this stuff in Texas. You can't find their regular batches or any of that stuff. So the single barrel, and there's only probably 5 or 6 stores that are actually doing single barrels. So it's so limited to find in Texas. And I'm glad to bring it to Texas and people to get, the experience of rare character.
Cool, man. Yeah, that sounds like good. That sounds like a good reason I bring it because I mean I agree because I don't think I've ever seen a rare character in store before.
Yeah,
Agreed.
100%.
So there's a few things that haven't really kind of made it. Yeah, the one that he brought today was really
I
good.
recently
Yeah,
found
right.
that in Dallas. It's the only store that has gotten their regular batch. I have not seen it anywhere else. I have not heard it anywhere else. So that's literally the only store in Dallas, in Texas, that has this pick. That has their regular release.
Yeah, I feel like
really good.
I feel like you just kind of have to know them in a way, or like know of them, and like it's like kind of like short barrel. We don't see any short barrel in Texas either. There's and I know they do some really good stuff, but
Big player on national trading sites.
yeah, for sure. And I'm sure eventually they'll end up. I saw someone's comment that said soon, like they're working towards it. So we'll see if they make it towards there, because there's a lot of short barrel stuff I really want to own, because they have some really cool stuff personally, but. So anything else coming up, Cody?
No, I mean, we've got Austin. Yeah,
we're still Austin coming up for sure, and we have the Freddie Johnson event, and we have Bourbon Hunter.
Yeah, Bourbon Hunter.
He's on that same weekend as the Freddie Johnson event. Randall Sullivan tomorrow.
Which we're doing tomorrow.
Cool.
So we're really excited. We're pretty booked up, so which is not a bad thing at all. But we're working with multiple distilleries too as well to keep adding to our Bourbon Nerds community. I don't know.
We want to add more. We want to add more places to interview for sure.
Yeah,
like we're still working towards more places. I know. I've heard of a couple places up around the city that we can interview, and there's some more places around Dallas. I actually learned that Brothers Bond, which is the Vampire Diaries guys, they're out of. They filmed a lot in Georgia, but they're actually out of Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like,
crazy.
well, that's random. So
there's
that's another place to reach out to.
Yeah, there's multiple places in Fort Worth. TX too.
There's so many distilleries out here. I was surprised.
I have a funny story about one of my supervisors. He was saying, he's like, hey, yeah, I've been really into bourbon lately. I'm like, oh yeah, what are you drinking? He's like, yeah, it's this bottle with a TX on it. And I'm like, oh, okay, so you like the TX whiskey, okay, but. That'd be. I feel like I've reached out to them, but I'm not really sure. We've reached out to so many different people. So
even 1845.
Yeah, 1845.
Man, they make good stuff.
They do.
I tried it and I was like, wow, because I was never a fan of Texas whiskey, and
some of it's acquired taste, but some of it is pretty good.
Yeah,
agreed. So anyway,
they're like bigger in Texas. Yeah, their whiskey is a lot.
Yeah, but. So, Damon, you got anything to say to the fans at the end?
Nothing much. I mean, if you're in Texas or southern Oklahoma, check out my channel, Open Season Operator on YouTube. Check it out. I do bourbon hunts. I do a lot of other content. I do a lot of hunting videos, so if there's something you're looking for, you might find it on the shelf when I'm filming. I kind of leave a lot of stuff out there because I buy a lot of stuff. So there might be some stuff that you're looking for that I pass up, and I kind of share to viewers. Give me a look, check me out, subscribe, please.
So Damon's awesome. He's got a great channel, so check it out. And I hope you guys continue to support us, because we need it. We're focused on continuing to grow the channel, and with partnering with people like Damon. So
we're gonna get video soon. Like in the next few months, we're gonna have video and stuff. We have some things in the works, and eventually we'll have video to where you can kind of watch us and see what we do. So hopefully get a little more personal touch with that, but. We'll see.
Yep, absolutely. So, anyways, I'm Cody.
I'm Garrett.
And we are the Bourbon Nerds. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
The Bourbon Nerds podcast is hosted and executive produced by Cody Mills and Garrett Welch. The show is produced, mixed, and edited by me, Ethan Adams. The show features original music by Alex Pitts. You can find the Bourbon Nerds on all the major social media platforms. Please follow, rate, and review the show on Apple Podcasts or your podcast player of choice. It really does help the show. Please don't hesitate to send an email or message on social media. We love to hear your thoughts, comments, and bourbon suggestions. The Bourbon Nerds would like to remind the audience to always drink responsibly, know your limits, and never drink and drive. Be sure to check in every Sunday for a brand new episode. Cheers!